This is Lando Norris, the favourite to win the F1 Drivers' Championship in 2025. This is also Lando Norris, so is this, and so is this.
And that is a strange one.
Currently, in 2025, McLaren have by far the fastest car. In fact, it's so fast that at the Bahrain Grand Prix, Oscar Piastri won by over 15 seconds, even with a safety car. Now you might be wondering, where is Lando Norris? Well, here he is, down in third behind Woody from Toy Story. This man had 10 laps with no brakes and still managed to beat Norris.
It's not talent or, it's just luck.
But that's just one race, and he had a 15-second penalty, I hear you say. That's still his fault because he parked like a woman on the grid, but sure.
As a 5-second penalty for Lando Norris, he was too far forward in his grid box.
It's not talent, it's just...
In Suzuka, McLaren topped every single practice session, so naturally, you'd think Norris would bag the pole and get the win.
He's done it! What a lap time from Max Verstappen!
Max Verstappen takes pole after getting flashbacks of being left at the gas station and manages to keep both the McLarens behind after McLaren did nothing with the strategy and Norris drove himself onto the grass, then complained on the radio as if it wasn't him that botched it.
It's not.
Or as I like to call it, a Lance Stroll manoeuvre.
Este es Stroll.
Madre mía, Stroll.
Now, after the race, footage was actually released of the McLaren strategist during the race. Now, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to put this on the internet, but I'm going to share it anyway, so let me show you now. Now, what makes Red Bull winning a lot worse is that after Christian Horner sent some naughty Willy images and cheated on his wife... Wait. No. Sorry, wait, hold on. I need to rephrase that. That's horrible. Now, what makes all of this worse is that after Christian Horner allegedly sent some Willy images and cheated on his wife, Red Bull lost what I like to call the Formula One cheat code. This man, Adrian Newey. So the current Red Bull is literally a tractor and still beat Norris. But then you would say, Suzuka isn't a good track for overtaking and suck my knob. Let's go back even further to the Chinese Grand Prix.
China.
Where Lewis Hamilton fans came in their pants over a sprint win. But also, Lando Norris qualified 6th and lawn-mowed himself back into 8th within a single lap.
And we're going to get a look. There we go at Lando just slipping wide and drops another 2 places.
And then failed to overtake any other cars in the fastest car. However, someone said Diddy Party is more entertaining than a sprint race. Oh, hold on a minute. Lewis, what are you doing here? So let's go to the main race, where you'd think, well, Norris must have learned from his mistakes and probably bagged the pole. No, wrong, again. Here's Norris, who qualified 3rd, behind Woody again. Well, I guess not again. For the first time. And then he did it again in Bahrain. At this point, he's been fucked by Woody so many times, you could call him Ralph Schumacher. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Norris did manage to get past Woody at the start of the race, but Piastri won the race by almost 10 seconds anyway. This is him in Singapore 2024 when he was clearly in the lead and had no one near him. But somehow, despite all of this shithousery, Lando Norris still leads the World Championship by 3 points, and even said he doesn't know how. Showing the mentality of a true champion here, Lando. On to some of our other stories. Apparently this week, Verstappen's manager went off at Helmut Marko in the Red Bull garage, and I quote, he was remonstrating with Helmut Marko, who was just standing there taking it. Now this news actually warmed my heart, because Isaac Hadjar pulled a pro gamer move at the Australian Grand Prix, sending it into the wall in the formation lap, and Helmut Marko said his crying was a little bit embarrassing.
We have already one of the racing bulls, and that is Isaac Hadjar.
There is one very, very distraught young man.
And currently this season, Isaac Hadjar scored 4 points in the last 4 Grand Prix in his rookie season, which you might say is not that impressive because Antonelli and Behrman have clearly scored more, but let's compare this to Helmut Marko's F1 driver career, where he scored a grand total of 0 points across 2 seasons. I reached out to Christian Horner for a comment on this, and this is what he had to say. Now there's been rumours that Max Verstappen's exit clause could come into play if he gets below P3 in the Drivers' Championship.
Focus on commentating, I'll focus on driving.
Now, I don't want to feed into speculation, but if Red Bull stretch their cheeks wide enough for a Woody-sized object to fit in, I think it could be a possibility. And with Fernando Slow Lonzo claiming a whopping 0 points this season, I think Aston Martin could potentially match or beat the greatest driver lineup of all time, of Senna and Prost of course, with a lineup of a Verstappen and Lance Stroll. To which you say, Lance Stroll would surely not be in the greatest driver lineup of all time. Shut up! Look at this track record. Are you seriously going to tell me this man could not win a Constructors' Championship? He has carried Alonso so far this season, and he is debatably one of the best drivers of all time. Some would even say unstoppable. Speaking of unstoppable things, here's a video of Tsunoda losing control of the tractor at turn 1, sending it into the side of Carlos Sainz to make a Woody-sized hole in the side of his Williams, and ending his race. And now, speaking of endings, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is in like a day or 2 days, depending on when the fuck I manage to edit all of this shit. And this video is now ending. So, yeah, thanks. See you soon. Goodbye.
Talent.